Hi LEGO fans! The weekend is finally here, and I hope you managed to get through Friday the 13th unscathed. Far from being unlucky, we got a great collection of gifts yesterday, with City, Spider-Man and Potter ponying up minifigures, and friends literally delivering baby Ella. Bad luck fell on Disney with their sled and having slurped down Felix Felicis. Harry Potter came first with Ravenclaw Cho Chang. Referring to the spreadsheet of truth, we have some clustering with Friends and Spider-Man both sharing last place, and City and Star Wars sharing joint third. I'm sure today's gift should fix that problem, so let's punch open every door number 14 of every LEGO Advent Calendar. Today's first calendar is a Disney calendar, which is doing quite well for its first year. We are looking for door number 14, which is here. Let's punch this open and see what goodness lies within. And what is that gonna be? Fireplace, I get that, there's a little flame element. It's a fireplace complete with, okay, we've got a cup, we've got a little cookie there, and oh, it's a frog. Yeah, it's kind of difficult to see, but yeah, there's a frog there. So, what theme is this? I wonder if it's something to do with Tiana, the Princess and the Frog, maybe? But anyway, let's put this together and we shall take a closer look. So today's first gift from the Disney calendar is a fireplace, which I have to presume is based on the Princess and the Frog. That will be on account of this bright green frog. It's a nice element, but these are not exactly rare. Our amphibian friend may become rare if he gets any closer to that fire. It's a trans-orange candle flame as moulded in 2011. On either side of the fire we find yellowish green cones, and then a simple white arch supporting the mantelpiece. On top we find a couple of dark turquoise jumper plates and some goodies. Unfortunately the cup seems to be empty, but it is a nice little element, and we get a spare to go with it. We also have a printed cookie complete with red and green sprinkles. I once ate so much cookie dough that I overdosed. But seriously, this does remind me of my favourite band, REO Speedwagon. It's a nice enough gift, but definitely falls into the realm of Advent Calendar filler. I suspect it will be overwhelmed in the scoring by the other gifts, but there's only one way to find out. Well, after Friday's lineup of minifigures, it's no surprise to see some filler today. Let's see if we're going to get the same from LEGO City, and oh gosh, yes we do. That is, oh god, I want to say it's a helicopter. If it is, it isn't a very good one. Another one of these things with the walkie-talkie, probably posing as a remote control. Oh, it's not good, LEGO City. You were doing so well to start with. Let's throw this thing together and see if it's any good. So from LEGO City, we have a rather depressing looking toy helicopter complete with remote control. This, as we all know by now, is not a remote control, it's a walkie-talkie. The helicopter itself is pretty darn depressing. The rotor blades are way too small and do not even spin. I kinda like the look of the runners on the bottom, and that neon yellow stripe is very eye-catching. Most likely this is meant to be a police helicopter. I'm actually wondering whether I should call the police, because today, LEGO City, I feel robbed. Unfortunately, a helicopter crashed into our local graveyard last year. The police found 389 bodies. We've had some really good gifts from LEGO City this year, but this is a bit of a letdown. Will it be a big letdown when it comes to the scoring? We'll find out in just a few minutes. So a bit of a rough start, but I'm sure Star Wars can come along and save the day. Oh, that's Darth Vader's castle, obviously on the outside. I'm guessing that's going to be a future day's gift. Very exciting. A little bit like this. We've got another ship, and I definitely do not recognise that. That does not look like original trilogy. Looks like fairly standard parts. Not terribly exciting, but I will figure out what this is, and I'll be back almost instantly with the answer. So from LEGO Star Wars, we have what I believe is the Mandalorian Starfighter, aka the Gauntlet. I might be completely wrong, and if I am, I'm sure you will tell me in the comments. The closest thing I could find is the 75316 Mandalorian Starfighter set. I hear Din Djarin just got himself a dog. It's his Boba Pet. It seems to have all of the requisite features with engines at the back and a cockpit up on top in the middle. There's a fancy nose cone at the front and some fancy blue fairings. If this is the Gauntlet, the wings are meant to move independently of the hull, but I can see no evidence of that in this small scale build. If I'm brutally honest, I'm not terribly impressed with this. This looks more like R2-D2 after a freak accident with a steamroller. Does that mean this gift is going to steamroll its way to the bottom of the leaderboard? Well, let's see what Spider-Man has first. Next we've got Spider-Man hopefully coming to rescue us from the mediocrity. Let's open up door 14 and what do we have here? What do we have? What on earth is that? It's some kind of robot? Yeah, I'm completely stumped. I've never seen one of these before. Do you know? Anyway, I may have to do a little bit of research on this, but I will be back in just a tick. Now, Spider-Man is not making this very easy for me, but I think this gift is based on Rhino, who appeared in the 2014 movie The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Instead of being a representation of the actual villain, the Clockwork Key hints that this is a toy version. It's actually a rather nice little thing. The white horn on top helps to confirm that this is actually based on a rhino. I've got to say, I'm not a supporter of poaching rhino. It takes way too long and doesn't get the meat tender enough. This Clockwork version of Rhino stands on two dark grey clips. On either side we find powerful arms. There really isn't an awful lot I can say about Rhino, but what I can say is this is a quirky little gift and I kinda like it. Will I like it enough to give it 6 points? We shall see. So nice to get something a little bit different from Spider-Man, but I think we know what's coming from Harry Potter, so let's punch open door 14 and reveal the disappointment, which is of course a statue of some description. I'm guessing from the head, because that has to be a head. It's got to be a bird. It's got to be is it the Ravenclaw eagle? I'm guessing so. Anyway, pretty lame to be honest. So let's pop this together. I'm sure it'll look great on the plinth, but that is not how we'll be judging it. So from LEGO Harry Potter, it was absolutely no surprise to find a Ravenclaw statue behind today's door. We did of course get the plinth yesterday complete with Cho Chang. If you put the two together, this does look rather sweet. But of course we will be judging the statue independently of the plinth, because that's how we do stuff around here. The statue stands on a 2x2 blue jumper plate which matches Ravenclaw colours pretty well. My immediate impression is that this is meant to be a bird in flight. The ball, which is a really nice element, seems purely decorative. The angle of the wings definitely suggests a flying motion, as does the position of the talons which are pointing forward. Despite what you might think, the symbolic bird of Ravenclaw is not a raven, it's an eagle. This, to me, doesn't look much like an eagle. Reminds me of that time I went bird watching with Sinead O'Connor. We've seen 7 owls and 15 jays. Yes, this looks to me like a blue jay, the only problem being that blue jays don't live in Britain. They do, however, like spending time in my garden, and they cost me a fortune in peanuts. I think the designers intended this to be an eagle in flight, but like all of these statues, the intended creature got a little lost in translation. That said, and after seeing the other gifts, this is starting to grow on me a little. Enough to give Harry Potter 6 points? Maybe not. And so finally, to rescue us from this dissatisfying Saturday, we have the LEGO Friends. Let's see if they've got anything good today, and what? Oh, well, it's colourful. Let's just say it's colourful. So we've got a speaker. Is that a microphone? I think it's some kind of singing thing. Oh, it's like one of those singing computers. Adele. Oh, bum bum. Yeah, it looks like we've got a karaoke machine, and yeah, it looks like you stand a mini doll or a micro doll on it. Yeah, it's a colourful thing, not very festive, but let's assemble this and see if it scores some points. And so our final gift from LEGO Friends is a karaoke machine. I love to sing karaoke. In fact, here's a really bad picture of me singing karaoke in Atlantic City. This place had banned 70s music. At first I was afraid. I was petrified. What this lacks in festive flair, it certainly makes up for in colour. Making sure all the singers can be heard, there's a large speaker which looks remarkably like a licorice allsort. The speaker has a subwoofer and a tweeter so you can hear every bit of Ollie screeching out the latest hits. On top we find what appears to be an MP3 player. Very old school. Slightly odd looking on account of the unique stature of micro dolls, we also have a microphone complete with stand. As expected, this pairs really nicely with a micro doll, although Ollie will not factor into today's judging. Ollie surprisingly actually sounds pretty good, unlike me on my machine. I knew it was a problem when it said Singapore on the back. So a fun little gift to wrap up today's mediocre lineup. Now we just have to sort the best from the least best. And so we have 6 sorrowful Saturday surprises from behind door number 14 of every LEGO Advent Calendar. From Disney, we have a fireplace complete with frog and cookie. City gave us this travesty of a remote control helicopter. From Star Wars, I think this is the gauntlet. And then from Spider-Man, we got a wind-up rhino toy. Harry Potter delivered the predicted statue. And then from Lego Friends, we got the gift of music with a karaoke machine. But which one of these festive fancies deserves an afternoon in front of the fire with cookies, cocoa, and a chocolate frog? And which one deserves to be torn apart by Rhino and thrown into the parts bin? Let's award some points! Coming in last and earning the point of shame for LEGO City is this remote-controlled helicopter. It's just not right good. 5th place and 2 points goes to Harry Potter for the Ravenclaw statue. Is it a blue jay? Is it an eagle? Who knows? 4th place and 3 points goes to Star Wars for the almost unrecognisable ship. I'm honestly still not convinced I've got this right. 3rd place and 4 points goes to LEGO Friends for the karaoke set. And I'm giving 2nd place and 5 points to the Disney calendar. That means our gift of the day, earning 6 points for Spider-Man, is this Rhino wind-up toy. On a mediocre day, this stood out as a little bit different. Now the really challenging question is which one of these gifts is the most festive. I don't really have a lot to work with here. On the basis of sugar cookies being kind of Christmassy, and the fact that this has red and green sprinkles, I'm going to give the bonus festive point to the Disney calendar. But do you agree with today's scores? Do I deserve to be dive-bombed repeatedly by a remote-controlled helicopter for giving City the point of shame? Or do I deserve to spend the afternoon listening to Ollie singing ABBA for giving Spider-Man 6 points? As always, please do share your thoughts and opinions in the comments. My favourite part about these Advent videos is connecting with you directly, and if you're very lucky, I may respond to you personally. So after arguing with the algorithm and supercomputing the scores, what does the spreadsheet of truth have to say? Dropping back to last place with 43 points are the LEGO Friends. Moving up to 5th with 45 is the Amazing Spider-Man. And dropping to 4th like a broken down helicopter is LEGO City with 52 points. 3rd place is occupied by Star Wars with 54. And moving up to 2nd with 55 points are the Disney Princesses. That means Harry Potter remains in 1st but with only a 4-point lead. As the late great Paul Daniels would have said, it's not a lot. 10 days and 60 gifts remain before the big red guy comes on Christmas Eve. All I want for Christmas is your subscription. I know it seems like a small thing, but it really does help me grow the channel and keeps me motivated to create more content. I will of course be back again tomorrow with 6 more doors, so have a sensational Saturday, stay safe, and I'll see you bright and early tomorrow, easy like a Sunday morning.